are back. It's the final round of qualifying here at the 2023 1/8 track IC track European Championships from EFRA. We are RC Racing TV. I'm Frank McKinney. We got Matt McCallum in the commentary in the production booth, Jude McCallum on camera, and we're bringing you the EFRA European Championships once again this summer, and for many summers in the past. So yeah, Vila Real, Portugal is the location this week. We're in Holland twice last week, and as well as the ETS. But so we're here. We've got marshals out on the track. We have mechanics in the pit lane, as you can see. Our amazing pit lane camera. And we're just waiting for the timing to be going. There we are, exactly right on time. Computer announces, okay, track is open. So these guys are out. And we've got several of you watching live already. Giovanni Nicotra say tutti noi. Comment from someone named Rimfire. Never race on road, but I have to say these are pretty cool. These are very cool. These are very, 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 very cool cars. Very, very fast as well. If you're familiar with touring car racing, with the basically highly modified passenger cars, these cars are very much more in line with your traditional Formula One cars, because they're actually quite difficult to pass once you get very close to them. Highly dependent on aerodynamics as well as mechanical grip, which is suspension and weight balance and all kinds of very complicated things like that. And yeah, it's there's a lot going on with these. So, this is the fifth round of qualifying. The first heats in this particular class, we run them from the, shall we say, the slowest to the fastest. So these are this is the slowest group of racers. The fastest two groups of racers are going to be out at 240 and 250. Those include names such as Filippo Dominine, Carmine Raiola, Oliver Mack, Robert Peach, Dario Balestri, Tony Gruber, Francesco Terroni, Gilles Grosskamp, Dominic Reiner, Simon Kurzbuch, Alex Thurston. So if those are the names, I didn't read them all, but if those are the names you're looking for, they will be on. Keep us going. Keep us live, but you don't leave us. Stay in the room. Those guys are going to be on at 240, 250, and that's GMT time. So just adjust, obviously, based on your local time zone. And then we're going to have SUPERPOLE at 4 o'clock. So it's actually, it's not 10 minutes after. It's an hour and 10 minutes after. Yeah, so that's going to be a separate show. So this coverage this weekend brought to you thanks to, in part, from to X-Ray. So thank you very much, X-Ray. Team X-Ray providing sponsorship for us this weekend to bring you this amazing coverage all weekend long. We were broadcasting all day yesterday. We're broadcasting all day today. And we're broadcasting all day tomorrow. We have a broken car right in front of us. The number 4. I think it's a rear, the left rear. Looks like possibly. No, it's missing a front right wheel. And Francesco Tironi very hopefully popping it back on. It's looks like it wasn't secured fully, and he's back out on track. And looks like it's steering to the left okay. Steering to the right okay. Going straight all right. Still might want to come in for a pit because time is counting. These guys only have 3 minutes left of this qualifying run. So let's very quickly describe to you the names of these racers who are in this run. Well, Jude just every now and then shifts around to different cars. We've got in car 1, Javier Corbalon Montserrat. Car 2 is Jose Felix. Car 3, Cristiano Coelho. Car 4, Carlos Sanchez Lopez. Car 5, Francesco Armano Rinaldi. Car 6, Ricardo Sousa. Car 7 is Konstantinos Saratsoklis. Car 8 is Jose Angel Gutierrez Boe. Car 9 is Antonis Karageorgiou. So 9 cars in this run. And 2 are not running. So that's Armano and Gutierrez. Don't quite know what's happening. Oh, car 1 has just come off. Dominic Greiner, last year's European Championship in this class. So he's the defending champion, basically. He actually said he's feeling like he's on pace, and his mechanic, Tilo Diekman, Jumpstart RC, is feeling pretty good about Greiner's pace as well. Greiner saying he doesn't really want to be in Superpole. He'd rather start from 6th position. And I mentioned he might want to just, if he's able to, especially if he's able to do it again, get a shirt that says from 6 to 11 to 1. That would be amazing. So we were able to talk to, if you maybe queue it up on another tab or another device while this stream is still going, bring up the little chats that we had. We talked to Yillis Grosskamp earlier. We talked to Eduardo Dulac, our Italian resident Brazilian racer who's competing under the Swiss flag. So he explains all that. I won't get into it, but you can learn all about that by watching today's earlier coverage. And we also talked to Tony Gruber, Robert Peach, and Dominic himself, as well as his mechanic Tilo. We talked to him first. These guys, I'll tell you what, if you think you are like really deeply into racing, you are not. These guys have so many variables in their heads going on about all kinds of things. As time is counting down, we got Felix Jose, Sartsakis, Coelho, and Sanchez. Gutierrez looks like Karageorgiou looks like he's dropped out. Saw a couple of cars crash out, a couple of cars stop. So it's quite a few less cars out on track than we would have expected. So we'll see how things wrap up. So it looks like only on the lead lap are 3 cars: Felix, Saratsaklis, and Coelho. Sanchez, Karageorgiou, Gutierrez, Corbani, and Sousa and Armano not completing their runs. So I'm not sure how hot the track actually is, because it is quite breezy. The sun has been on it all day, so it should be the slowest that the track will be. The fastest race has been, the fastest round is usually the early round. But then that's also because the track is cooler, but then the track is also dustier from the overnight winds or anything that's happened. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We have some drivers who definitely don't want to be in the Superpole, because that's coming out the end of the day when the track will be at its hottest. We have some drivers who do want to be in Superpole, like for sure want to be in Superpole. Some you don't want to make your car set up for just for one lap. Obviously, it's a 45-minute race, the main event tomorrow. So, of course, you can check the live results for yourself on myrcm.ch to see what the overall qualifying is going, how it's going for everybody. But from what I understand is we have Gruber with 2 wins, round wins, and Balestre with 2 round wins. So it's all to play for in the coming few races. So in the next run, we have our Brazilian friend Eduardo Dulac, Marcus Seiber, Evangelos Totomas, Francisco Vidal Cardona, Gianluca Del Cielo, Florian Luyer, Duarte Fardia, Manuel Angel Picon, and it's either Vidal Alberto Fernandez, but I think it's Alberto Fernandez Vidal. The triple name thing really throws me, but there we go. So you can see actually the flags on the track. You can see how the wind is blowing. Now, earlier today, it was blowing from right to left, and the flags were facing the other direction. And now they're facing literally 180 degrees in the other direction. So that's what's happened today, is the wind has changed. But that it did it yesterday as well. I'm just saying, it's now the drivers on the main straight, they're driving into the wind. So it's a little bit different braking point for them to, ooh, number 4 gets rear-ended on accident. He was off the line, but the number 6 car of Lawyer hitting him. He was off the line. That was our Red Bull driving friend, and he's our friend because he's got RCTV stickers on his car, and he has RCTV stickers on his car because he's here. He's physically here, so he can request them. I gave them to him, and he willingly put them on his car. But if you want to get RCTV stickers of your own, and you're not physically present at one of the races, or you have a friend who can ask for them for you, picking a setup for themselves, of course, you can become an RCTV hero by joining the club, the Hero Club, if you will, on RC Racing TV's YouTube channel. So you just click the join button, then that gives you a chat badge, that gives you a sticker pack, very importantly, that gives you, what else does it give you? Oh, a little badge, and you get priority requests to follow cars, because we always like to follow through on our requests. But now we've got the Hero Club, so you can get priority follow requests, so to speak. So there's our Red Bull friend with his RCTV stickers. You see even his mechanic wife, I'm assuming. There's a sticker there. You can see it just under the Red Bull, and there's the other one. Very perfectly placed. I mean, as a obviously huge Red Bull F1 fan would be. And that's our number 4 car, Francisco Vidal Cardona. So timing is starting to count down. They've been told that the time is going to be starting. Hasn't yet started. There we go. 10-second countdown has started now. So the next car is across the line. It's going to be this car, blue car, followed by our Red Bull driving friend, Francisco. So the blue car is the number 1 of Eduardo Dulac. So we have 2 of our friends out there. We need to get Eduardo some stickers when we see him next. So Eduardo in the blue car pulling away from Francisco. Francisco having some issues maybe with his engine. Seems to be coming off throttle where he shouldn't be coming off throttle, which is basically nowhere on the track. This track is a very high, well, it's a very engine-dependent track, shall we say, which means they're on throttle quite a lot. So it's a very high fuel consumption circuit for these guys. And even for 1/8 scale According to some racers, this is maybe just a little bit too big. Who was it? Is it Kurzbach? No. Silvio Hochler, I was told. Not a fan of this track because it's just too big for 1/8 scale, according to him. Obviously, not for the other 70 or so racers that are here. So, yeah, there's our Red Bull friend, Francisco. Hitting about 120 or so kilometers an hour. That's about 80 miles an hour down that main straight. There's the finish line. Into the S's. Into the Omega, as I call it. It's not quite Omega shaped from this view. Down the pit straight. Around the hairpin. And around this section here. Getting onto the main straight there. You can see the starting grid. The track is so wide, this actually has lane markings going down the middle of the track. So we move forward to the white car. Who's that? The car number 5 that Francisco's coming up on of Gianluca Dalciello. Ooh, and is this... Wow. Okay, let's stick with... Because Francisco's clearly faster. Okay, so Dalciello lets him go past. That's a good move because he's spun out again. When the car's properly set up, you're not going to be spinning out. So something is going wrong there with Dalciello's car. So let's try and get into this group of cars that's ahead. They're in the infield, just going down the main straight. So let's start at either end. Start with the back. The back car. There we go. This sort of aqua-colored car. Let's see, it's the car 6. That's the car 6 of Florian Muir. I'll follow him just for a little bit before we move to the blue and white car of number 1 now, as he's passing. Well, he's already passed the car, so now we're out of sequence. That's okay. We'll catch up with them if we can in a bit. So this blue car with the white sides. That's our leader of Eduardo Dulac, who we've already followed a bit, giving her a tiny bit more love. Before we move forward one more time to the car 9 of Picon. So Picon just at the breaking point, crossing the finish line now. Picon, the multicolored white, purple, and pink. Mostly white and pink, I think. Oh, sorry, it's not Picon, it's Fernandez. My apologies. And our friend Fernandez somehow had a crash, and the marshal has left his chair in the middle of the track. He must have fallen over. So it's clear now, but yeah, that was interesting. Oh, the car 3 is flamed out, so run out of fuel. That's Totomis. And you can see we can see Fernandez going past him now. And the marshal not aware, because the car is silent, obviously not able to hear anything. If the car was upside down, you'd be able to hear the wing wing behind him, and he'd be able to turn his head. So crowd shouting to get his attention. So anyway, that is the run done. Heat 2, Heat 3 is the next in line, of course. Heat 3, well, I'll wait. So there's our finishing order for Heat 2. Dulac, Luyer, Fernandez, Faria, Vidal, Totomis, Dalciello. So I think Francisco did not end up with a great run there, our Red Bull friend. I'd like to thank again our friends from X-Ray and Lens Bodies for helping us bring this coverage to you live all weekend long from Vila Real, Portugal. And we're hoping to talk to Mr. Lens Bodies himself, Mr. Hot Race, Mr. Nicola Maroni from Napoli. He's here. He races. He's really into his on-road. Loves his on-road stuff. So he's He's here and racing, not doing so hot in the last round. He somehow got stuck underneath the fence at the far right of the, once we go to our main camera, it's the fence that's on the opposite end of the track from us. And had to get rescued, and not sure what happened, but wow, that's some very bad luck. Of course, these cars are shaped like a door wedge, basically. So if they're going to get stuck in something, it's always going to be that front end. And he had to get rescued by someone running around the outside of the fence, which is, it's a security fence, basically. That's literally the outer limits of the track premises. So we had to run outside the fence to go get the car from the outside and pass it over the fence to the marshal. And by that time, it was the clock had already started, and Nicola had to just say, "Well, this is going to be my throwout." So 5 rounds of qualifying, 2 throwouts, 3 rounds to count, and so just bad luck. But that's racing. Sometimes you have bad luck, sometimes you have good luck. So track is open. Group 4 is out. Group 4? 3. Group 3 is out. So we've got Jorge Prata Raul. I think it might be Raul Jorge Prata. Tobias Hepp. Iker Saborit Corbalon. Nuno Alvaro Arcas. Alan Levy. Christian Lopez Lopez. Nuno Ferreira Pinto. Carlos Sanchez Labernia, Tomas Tony Forne, and Luca Manganella. In this one, 10 cars in this heat. First group to be full with 10 cars. So I mentioned SUPERPOLE earlier. That is going to, we're going to have an overall TQ, which is going to be excellent for them. Not great for the rest of the we have a wheel has just come off of a car coming onto the straight. It's the yellow and green. I can't remember what car number it is. Marshall has picked up the wheel and the car and is bringing it back to the pit area. So it's going to be a very busy Marshall. Well, another Marshall. It's kind of a relay system. The car crashes on the outer edge. Oh, and another car with the wheels come off. The number 1. That's Prata. Rear wheels come off that time. That's 2 cars with the wheels that have come off. These cars equipped with quick release latches on the wheels. So there's obviously the axle is a rotating axle that sticks out the side of the car, of the hub. And there's a cross pin that the wheel kind of connects onto. And when the wheel is fully engaged and properly engaged and put onto that axle and the cross pin, a little spring-loaded catch pops out. And when that is popped out, it holds the wheel in place. So the number 1 car is back out. So obviously it was just a loose wheel. It was just an improperly attached rear wheel is all it was. But if that comes off at full speed, you're not going to be able to stop. You're going to hit something, and hopefully it's something soft, or you just glide on the AstroTurf until you come to a restful slumber, and you don't actually damage anything. But the likelihood is that you'll hit a berm and go flying up in the air and probably hit an outer wall of the track. So the time has started to count down to the actual start of the qualifying clock. Horn has sounded. That yellow and green car that had lost its wheel is also back out there and running full speed, 80 miles an hour down the main straight. So obviously 2 cars with just badly fitted wheels, that's all. So no drama. They seem to be all pointing in the same direction, so that's good. So let's see, this car that we're following now is car number 7 of Ferreira. I do hope I'm saying that name properly. Oh wait, no. Now we're on the car 3. Going down the pit straight on the hairpin. Temperature now just under 28 degrees Celsius. Across the finish line, and we pick up the next car, which I think is going to be the 0. If I remember the cars correctly, it is. And that is Manganella, so let's stick with Manganella. And finishes his lap. And we'll drop back to the next car, which is the sort of verdigris, officially called Tiffany Green. Car number 2 of Tobias Hepp, who so far has been doing pretty good in this qualifying run in his rounds that we've seen. I think we saw him have a bad run a couple rounds ago. And you can check out everyone's full lap times and everything on myrcm.ch. RC timing, always a really good resource for people watching this sort of thing online and live. And if you drop back one more car, I believe it's the 5, the yellow and green machine of Alain Levy from Austria. Team Austria staying in our hotel. We came in late Wednesday night, and they had all their cars all spread out on the cafe tables, just working on their cars in the cafe of the hotel. So good stuff. Obviously worked it out with the hotel owner. So RC racers will do what RC racers do. Let's drop back one more time to the car number 8, the all green car, the deep green car of Carlos Sanchez Lavernia, as he's hitting the braking point of the main straight. Oh, that was a very tight run on the. You don't want to take those berms too deep, because if you hit the inside lip, you will be launched. It's about a 45-degree angle launch, whereas if you're just on the outside of the berm before it actually dips down to the infield, it's a very, very gentle slope, because it's a car track racing berm. So anyway, there's a group of 3 cars behind Lavernia, and that is the 6, 7, and 1. Well, now it's a 6, 1, and 7. And that would be Lopez, Prata again, and 7 is Ferreira, who we've already covered. So we just stay on the front 2, yeah, just like that, because Prata, I think he's already worked his way through these 2 to put him another lap down. Oh, it's a number 9 now. Where's the 7 gone? I think the 7 is... Oh, the 7 is the second of the orange car. The 9 is the yellow car. And that is Forne. And time is starting to count down. They're in the last 10 seconds. Last couple seconds now. And if we have time, we'll drop back one more car to the blue and pink, number 4. Of Alvaro. So he's on his last lap, I believe, right now. As he's on the main straight and across the finish line to finish time. And he's popped up into 3rd. There you go. A good luck final lap for him. So finishing order is Hepp once again. Manganella has a good one this time around. He didn't have such a hot run last time. Finishing 2nd in this group. We'll see where that puts him overall. You can check that out again on RC Timing, myrcm.ch. So Hepp, Manganella, Alvaro, and Lopez. That's your top 4. So now there's about a 3-minute gap before the next group of cars are called out. So the drivers have come in, pulled the cars into the pits. The mechanics have picked the cars up and shut them off, and one by one turn them into the technical inspection team, which are in a closed hut, and they will be weighed. The fuel tanks will be measured. The carburetor inlet dimensions will be measured. Check the width and the height and the weight of the car. Bodies will be measured. All this, because it's a European championship, so everything gets checked. top 10 get checked a little bit more strenuously, and obviously the winners of each round of each race will get checked a little bit more strenuously. So top 3 or so. But generally, it's a pretty tight ship. So you come on one way. There's a prep area where the last or the current heat of drivers, so from Group 4, had been waiting with the cars running and just letting them run. And just watching 2 drivers have a discussion about an older driver and a younger driver having a discussion about whose fault was what for whatever happened out on track between them. Luckily, they're sharing they have a common language. Yeah, seems to have ended amiably enough. So Group 4 about to go out on track. As I said, they've been warmed up probably since the start of the last race. It's only 4 minutes long. So they start up, collect their tires first of all, fit them, and obviously the mechanic has kind of, I suppose, most of the blame or all the blame to put on if they're the ones who put the tires on. Drivers will stand in a group at the bottom of the stairs behind the rostrum. Mechanics start up the engine. Drivers just every couple of seconds will just be revving the throttle trigger or lever on their controller. And when the previous group clears the pit lane, they're allowed to out onto the pit lane. And now, the ball starts rolling again. So in this one, from France, we've got Simon Burgoyne, Hal Figueiredo, who we spoke with earlier. Not normally an on-road racer, but he's not doing terribly. He's doing a lot better than me, for sure. But he says there's almost nothing that carries over. Apart from go left and right around the track. That's probably the only similar things that he's got from his nitro buggy racing that he can carry on into this. And then we've got the Dutch racer John Ehrman, got Jorge Martinez Agudo, Antoine Gachet, Fabian Berenger, Luca Valentin, who's got the E-Lacy name somewhere in his name, Ruben Olivares Munoz, Jose Paquito, and Baptiste Jimenez, finishing the 10 drivers in this race. Let's see if we can catch up with the chat, as we say. Someone's asked, is there an electric version of this class? Well, there are people who race electric versions. I think, obviously, acceleration-wise, there will be faster. I think top speed-wise, I'm not really sure if they're the same top speed. I'd imagine they are. But there's no European Championship yet for them. But that may come. Awesome high-speed track. What are the drivers saying about tire wear? Not really sure. It's spec tires, basically. There's no... I was going to say, when I was talking about tires earlier, it was control front tires and control rear tires, so it's just same tires everybody gets, the same exact ones. There's no tire saucing allowed, and obviously no tire heaters allowed. Don't really do that on Nitro. Let's see. Whereas there are only 3 major brands that make IC 1/8 IC on road. I think there's more than 3. X-Ray, obviously. Event our coverage sponsor, I should say. Time has started, by the way. So we'll let them go a couple laps before we start actually paying attention to the order of things. Capricorn, Infinity, BMT, There's others. Yes. What? Oh, hello. Hi. I didn't know. Matt was just like frantically pointing. Is it okay?
Yeah, 5 minutes, then I go to
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Nicola Maroni of Mr. Lens Bodies,
yeah.
Mr. Hot Race.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, I mentioned it a few minutes ago. What happened in your last run? You ended up outside the track.
No, I just crashed. I touched the crab and just crashed.
Okay.
Before the start.
Yeah.
I say to my mechanic, oh, the car is amazing. Boom.
Oh. Well,
So,
yeah, that's why you have to kind of say, oh, the car is okay, and then everything
yeah,
is fine.
maybe,
okay.
yes.
But you were stuck underneath the fence.
Yes.
So someone had to run outside and grab your car.
Exactly, yeah.
And we actually caught that on camera, so you'll be able to find it on YouTube.
I know, because many people send me the videos.
Oh, no. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Moment of fame, I guess. But other tin that, how has your week been going?
At the moment, very good, because the first 3 runs, I was in top 10 all the 3 first rounds. And for me, it was a big surprise, because I never drive, and this is my first time this year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I not come to European Championship from 5 years. So I just came here just to see the bodies, how it works, because I'm testing different materials. So the only way to make good testing is on the race.
Yeah.
During the race.
Yeah.
So I just made this race just for test my body. And to be honest, I'm surprised that I am good.
You're doing all right.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
And I think that right now I'm in semi-final.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for me. Trust me, it's a really big surprise. And just because no practice, nothing, and just come here and drive and try to test bodies. And so that's it. I'm happy for this, and I enjoy it, because this is my week of holiday.
Really?
So, yes.
Well, it's great weather for it.
Yes, great weather, and I'm with my friends, so it's very nice.
Yeah. And so what kind of, obviously Lens Bodies, we're very appreciative that you're helping support, bring RC racing to the RC TV audience. It's excellent, and we really, truly appreciate it. What kind of developments do you see maybe coming for the future? I mean, not to give any secrets.
Okay.
But what sort of, because we've seen obviously the modified touring car class has gone crazy with aerodynamics, and I've heard that there might be rules changes coming to make the bodies so that the cars are slower, which I think would make closer racing. What are your thoughts on that, first of all?
I think that we need to split pro races and club racing or stock races. For example, in touring cars, we need to have modified like a pro. So we need to put maximum aerodynamic things and the maximum performance on that car. And then we need to have a stock class like more real cars, so less grip, something more easy for all the people's, all customers. I think that we need, like Formula 1 and Formula 2, okay? We need the pro, and we need a second class that is not like a pro drivers with maybe a 90% same materials, but just small details. We change just small details for normal customers. I think this is important. We need to take care of the normal customers and not take care of the pro drivers.
Okay.
Without customers, we don't have pro drivers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the pro drivers have to be paid somehow, and obviously it's the customers that provide the majority of the racers that are even here.
Yeah.
So what sort of it's very exciting for me I got into touring car racing because I'm a scale car fan. Okay. So I started with 124 scale models, and then go, oh cool, I can drive these if I get a model or RC model car. So it's really cool for me to see like a Le Mans type wing sort of system, or the little canard winglets on the fronts and stuff like that. It's kind of when they make their way into RC. What kind of things do you see on full-size cars that you would like to maybe incorporate or figure out how to put them onto RC cars, like from World Endurance cars?
I think that maybe the only I think that, for example, the big scale, okay, is the most real class that we have never seen.
You mean large scale touring
Large
car?
scale, yes. Big
I
scale,
mean, to
large
be
scale.
honest, that's my favorite to watch. I was just at the.
Maybe to watch.
Yeah,
To watch,
yeah.
yes. To drive, is.
It would be very hard.
Yes, I did one time with my crossing, and not easy. But this is maybe we need to find something similar to that class, maybe in a 10 scale. But I don't know if we lose customers or not, because maybe it's too difficult, and maybe we lose customers. So is some kind of balance.
Yeah. Well, model car, RC model car is always evolving. There's
Yes.
always some changing, and obviously,
I think we need this.
yeah, which
we
is
need
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it changes too much in one direction for other people, so they maybe move on to other things, or they try a different class or whatever. But in like GT3 racing, like Porsche and Ferrari, that sort of racing, is there anything that's exciting you maybe from that sort of racing?
To be honest, no.
No. Okay.
No.
What is it about that you don't you don't like?
I think that these are not real cars. Okay, so we don't have to follow real cars.
Oh yes, yeah.
So this is my opinion. And we want to make Ferrari or Lamborghini exactly same body or something like that. For me, it's no point. Because if you want to make this, you make static RC, not dynamic RC. So it's just, for me, are just two different things. So I think that this sport is just for the competition, and it's not for we have a nice car that looks same to Ferrari or looks same to Lamborghini. Yes, maybe it's nice to see, but on the track, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we see a lot of that sort of. Okay. Well, we're about to get into our next run.
I go to destroy again my car.
Yeah, that's stay on the track. Stay on the track.
I try. It's my goal to stay on the track. No more.
Always the best.
Okay.
That's the fastest way. All right.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nicola Maroni from Lens Bodies and Hot Race. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so time is about to start counting down for these guys in Group 5. So, yes, once again, we do like to talk to our coverage sponsors. That was Nicola Maroni from Napoli in Italy. You may know it as Naples. Nicola, main man at Lens Bodies and Hot Race. So Group 5, consisting of drivers with names such as Thomas Atard, Victor Vilk, Lamberto Collodi, Robin Hertong, Maxime Ripoll, Juan Antonio Hidalgo Garrido, Jonathan Gandin, Thomas Lorenzi, Sasha Klug, and Louis Christophe. So yeah, it's pretty funny that Nicola's already been sent multiple times the clip of his car stuck in the fence. So sorry, Nicola, but you know it was a very, very noteworthy moment, and it had to happen to someone, I suppose, at some point during the weekend. Time is counted down. So this car number 6 needs to get out on track before. Okay, he's out. He's just starting a bit later than he probably would have liked. 28.1 degrees now in the shade. It's just under 83 Fahrenheit. So hello everybody from out there in RCTV land. We got Lamberto Calari again out there. In the lead, we're on Maxime Ripple at the moment. Coming through the kink around the Omega, down the pit straight. Around the hairpin. It's not really the hairpin, but it is a hairpin. Kind of. It's the only hairpinny sort of place. Down the main straight. There's the starting grid. And then the finish line once again. So let's see. I don't think it's kind of hard to know who we didn't follow last time. So we'll just move back a car. And we'll see who that is. It's one of the gray cars. Good. These gray cars, not a fan of them, but well. Oh, there's our number 6 car, and that is Hidalgo. And he's followed by the number 3 of Calari. So let's stick with these two. Oh, we got a white car coming off the track. Don't know who that is. It could be Wilk. I think it's Wilk. So let's see how quickly, if Calari can dispatch Hidalgo with any sort of speed. Calari, I'm sure not where he'd love to be, which would be in the fastest group, but he's not doing too bad in this one. And I talked to the referees about this, because obviously Calari is going to be faster than Hidalgo. But this distance there is about where you start to come across, if you're the car following, you start to lose downforce if you get too slow. And now Hidalgo's let him pass. But we had a situation in the last heat of the top group where one car wasn't letting another car that was clearly faster. Well, I mean, to me, he was clearly faster because it was a driver that we're friendly with. So, it's, and of course, the referees have to ignore that, ignore the names, and only look at the relative speeds. And you can see, obviously, that Calari has now distanced Hidalgo by a good margin in just a couple of laps. And Grosskamp had to basically force his way past. And the I asked the referees, how does that work? Like, what do you do in that situation? And they say, well, they have to look at the level that these guys race at. The distances are the speed, the relative pace and speed of everybody is really, really close. And if it were a top racer stuck in a low group, because they had terrible time practice times, then yeah, they'd have to be calling traffic for them. But not so much that it made, that a competitor would protest it or something like that. So it's a really difficult thing for the racers, for the race referees to do. So sorry, I've been waffling on about that for a bit. I'm trying to watch these. There's a group of 3 cars ahead of these 2, ahead of Calari. And we may already be on them. We're already on them. So it's these 2. Oh, look. We got a dead car. We got a dead number 5. Is he still coasting? He's still coasting. He's made his last lap. Wow. That was tight for Ripoll. That was very, very tight on fuel. So now we're starting to maybe see the effects of the heat. We have another car that's run out of fuel. It's the number 8, and possibly another one. I think the number 1 has run out of fuel just after he's crossed the line. Number 8 has missed out on their lap, and that is Thomas Lorenzi. He could have had 13. That would have bumped him up another couple of spots. And the marshal's bringing, well, he's got his hands full, literally. He's got car 8 and car 7. So fuel and heat starting to affect things now. And now, next up, we've got Group 6. We're moving into the top heats. And we're getting to the point where I'm going to be getting rid of our qualifying grouping list. So there you see there's the Heat 5 mechanics pulling the cars away to the technical inspection, which is, of course, outside of our cameras. And the next group of drivers coming on. So there's Papa Dominine in the X-ray shirt. I'm 99% sure his name's Fabio. Yes, got the thumbs up. Oh, you can see if you zoom in, if you put the broadcast on a 60-inch TV and zoom in, maybe you'll be able to see some of the RCTV stickers on there. You can get those by being an RCTV hero, by joining RCTV on YouTube. So all you have to do is just log on to YouTube in the usual manner, meaning, sign up for YouTube, and then join the channel. So it's 5 currency units in your local currency, and that's per month. You can cancel after the first month if you really want to, but help us out. But for that, you get a cool badge in the chat. You get priority follow requests, and you also get a pack of physical stickers mailed out to you. And we're working on things that will be, we can do for, if you stay with us for 6 months or a year or whatever. There's all sorts of things. There we are. There's the stickers. 2 of those are on the sticker sheet. You got 1 each, and then there's smaller versions of those that are perfect for phones or notebooks or whatever you like, laptops, that sort of thing, tablets, sticker bombing things. So yeah, I think that's a really cool way to do that, really. So these guys out on their qualifying run, on their warm up. 3 minutes of warm up, 4 minutes of qualifying, and then they're pulled off the track, and then there's another 3 minutes before the next group is let out. So it's it is exactly every 10 minutes a new group of racers is out there. There's our friend Nicola Maroni in the car number 1, just on screen. Car number 2, Oliver Mack. Car number 3, Filippo Dominine. Car number 4 is Timu Lino, which I don't think he's going to be out there. He's not checked in. So yeah, so he's given up on this European Championships, unfortunately. Saw him yesterday. He has had a stomach bug all week. It's not been pleasant for him. Like I said earlier, just getting over some weird sort of bug myself. And yeah, if you're doing travel and you're sick on a work travel trip, is not a good thing. So he has pulled out of the competition, basically, it seems, because he hasn't run all day. Marco Vigerding, Alvaro Fernandez Calvo, I think. Carmine Raiola, Tim Wood, one of our 2 UK racers. Why aren't more of you guys here? Mattia Colavo and Tobias Sutrik. And that's our 10 drivers. Actually, just 9 out there. So get better soon, Timu, and hope we see you soon. So it's still just warm up for now. 28 degrees out here. Don't know what the track temperature is like, but as Tony was saying, as the track gets hotter, you use more fuel because you need to run the engine just a bit richer, keep the engine cool, which means that your pit times start to come just very, very slightly more frequently. So we're going to see if anyone actually makes it to 14 laps. Because as Yillis was telling us in our chat earlier today, it makes it extremely tricky that if you do cross the line to start your 14th lap. Okay, and here we go. Here's our overalls. So Balestre with a 0 and a 0. Gruber with a 0 and a 0. They are tied. Their throwout so far is Balestre with a second, or a 2 points, and Gruber with a third, I think is what that says. So whichever of those 2 in Heat 7, which is the next run out. So we're following Dominine, I believe. There we go. Let's stick with him for a couple of laps. Whichever of those 2 ends up on pole, or pole TQs this round. Oh, Dominine's over. Dominine's over. He's upside down, so that is his qualifying run not ruined. Probably ruined, but, we're on Raiola now. The Infinity driver who hit the podium at the 10th, the touring, 200 millimeter touring car Euros. And I'm actually just now starting to feel the heat because I think the wind has completely dropped down on this side of the track. But on the other side of the track, the flags are cracking. They're actually horizontal, blowing straight into the drivers' faces as they're coming down the main straight. So that will be slowing them down just ever so slightly. And let's, so now we're on the car 6. It's not, sorry, that's Fernandez. I was looking at the wrong heat. Fernandez going through the kink there around the Omega. Down the pit straight now. And car 5 now we are on is the Vigerding, Marco Vigerding. Vigerding not doing too shabby in this one. Top 3 at the moment. On car 9 now, Mattia Colavo. Car 9, Colavo. Let's drop back one car. There we are. And I think that's car 8 of Tim Wood. Yes. I can actually recognize Tim Wood's color scheme now. Let's stick with Tim Wood for a lap. He's a car number on his other side. He's okay. At least we can read it. Which means the referees can read it. Because you mostly see the right side of the car. So once we hit the, let's go to the finish line now, pick up car 1 of Maroni, our friend Nicola. He's going down pit straight and into the hairpin. And he's going down the main straight now. That's Nicola Maroni. So, obviously, Maroni not stuck under a fence and doing pretty good. Running second, third, so top 3 kind of swapping places, but doing okay. I think the only one we haven't covered is Oliver Mack, but we've covered him before during the day, I'm sure. During qualifying and practice, if we do cover practice, we always here at RCTV try to show as many cars as we can. Of course, 1/8 scale, running 4-minute qualifying heats makes it very difficult. Let's see if I can find the car number 2 on his last lap. Of course, it's a bit late now. I think Mac is, no, he's still out there somewhere. Mac is in the Tiffany Green car going through the kink now and around the Omega, if it's possible to pick him up. And he's just coming in the pit. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure we covered him before. Okay, so fastest guys coming up imminently. So just a reminder, I was saying earlier today that immediately after Heat 7, which is this one coming up, is the SUPERPOLE. It's actually an hour and a bit after Heat 7 finishes. So I do believe we're going to go off air and come back on air. So what you need to do, no matter what platform that you're watching us on, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, if you're on YouTube, whether it's EFRA or RC Racing TV, subscribe to the channel and then hit the bell icon. And what that does, and I know everybody's tired of watching YouTubers go subscribe and hit that bell. What it does is it sends a notification to your phone, your tablet, or I'm not sure if it does it on your laptop or browser, but you'll get a notification somewhere saying, this channel that you just subscribed to is now live. And then you go, SUPERPOLE. Yes, I want to watch that. Because we're going to do whatever we can to have the pole man, the overall TQ, whether it's Tony, whether it's Dario, who knows. We're going to have, we had a great chat with Dario when he was watching the SUPERPOLE with us. And it was very, very informative. It was a really good chat. So we're going to try and do the same thing again for the SUPERPOLE. Because they just have to sit there and watch and listen and go, this is where so-and-so breaks, and this is where so-and-so accelerates, and that's where he shifts. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, make sure and do that. If you're on Facebook, just keep your tab open or just check your notifications. But basically, we're supposed to be live with that from 4. So basically around 3:55 or so, just before 4 o'clock GMT, and just adjust your clocks accordingly, no matter where in the world you are. Make sure and check that out so that you can catch the SUPERPOLE live. It's going to be a separate show, so it's going to be a separate live stream. Okay? Okay. So, cars have just been released on the grid for Heat 7. So just to remind everybody, there's a few names here that might be familiar. We've spoken to several of them today already. Robert Peach, Dario Bellestri, Tony Gruber, Francesco Tironi, Mirko Salemi, Ulis Grosskamp, Dominic Greiner, Simon Kurzbuch, Alex Thurston, and Andrea Catanzani. So several familiar names in there, several European champions. Tony Gruber is the current touring car European champion. Dominic Greiner is the defending European champion in this class. How you doing? And so some familiar faces coming through. As I said, we've been to here to Vila Real several times in the past, and so it's always good to see some familiar and friendly faces. So we've got Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Switzerland, and the lone UK representative is Alex Thurston in this group, currently out on track. So just a very, very quick look at the live chat. So it seems to be a fairly active discussion about off-road versus on-road. Not versus, but you know, we're all RC people here. Seems to be a very, very long and ongoing. Hey, Alessio Mazzeo is watching. Hey, Alessio. Ciao, Frank. Ciao, Nico. So, Alessio, I hope you're still watching. It's starting to feel a bit molto caldo. A bit hot. Maybe not molto caldo. Caldo. It's getting there. So, time is starting to count down. Alessia, you've joined us just in time for the final heat. So we are on Dario Bellestri, one of our 2 potential TQ men. Tony Gruber, I believe, is the car just behind. So we're going to stay with Dario. I think he just went a little bit of a mistake there, a little wide and a little sharp turn. Maybe caught some wind going down the straight. The wind seems to have died down just a tiny bit. It's going through the kink. Let's follow him for a couple of laps, and then we'll drop back to Tony. Robert Peach running the number 1 car, but having some sort of mysterious, weird problem in the first round. And in the 4th round, not having a good run either. So that was those are his 2 throwouts. Let's drop back 1 car now to Tony Gruber. There's Tony on camera, going around the hairpin. Down the main straight once again. Through the S's, through the kink. And then, so no dramas. I mean, we don't want them to have drama. We're just here. Ooh, and Dario gets sideways just in front of us. We're on Tony, but I watched Dario about 5 yards from me just get really sideways around the first corner after the finish line. That was dramatic. Well, let's drop back 1 car to Yillis. Yillis, at the moment, coming across the finish line now in the car 6. Tons of clear space behind him and ahead of him. He's got no one around him. Shouldn't have any troubles like he did in the last round with a car that just didn't want to move out of the way. And as I said before, the referees basically saying, well, you know, they're on the same lap. It's up to them to kind of sort it out. And Yillis did. He did a good pass, a hard pass to get past the car. So drop back 1 car to Taroni, I believe, is that car 5. Oh, so sorry, it's Salemi. Salemi is the next car behind, and then it's 3 yellow cars in a row. So thanks very much, guys. It's Salemi, Catanzani, and I'm pretty sure it's Taroni. Who has just gone upside down. Unfortunately, it's Thurston just before the finish line, and he's flamed out as well. So he's going to be losing that lap and any other laps that he may have picked up. It looks like his dad is blowing his cheeks out and not in a massive rush to get going again. So let's see which of the, okay, so we're in the lead. Let's drop back to the second of these yellow cars. I mean, it's just another yellow car going around. Number 4 is the next car behind in that's Taroni. So we were following Salemi. We're now on Catanzani, who had, along with Peach in the very first run, had a terrible first run. Didn't even, I think his car was just revving. Like the receiver had just decided to stop working with a servo. Let's drop back 1 car again to the last of the yellow cars. Number 4 car, Taroni. And the next car behind will be Simon Kurzbrook, who hasn't been doing a huge amount, I don't think, in this Euros. We drop back to the orange and yellow car. So I think he's on his last lap now. Simon Kurzbrook. Greiner is the pink car behind. And if we finish on Greiner, looks like Kurzbrook is just maybe run out of fuel. Is he running low? Oop. Oh, and we just had our ambient mic knocked over. It literally just got hit by Catanzani. So thanks, Andrea. And look at Greiner. Look at Greiner. Look at this. Running out of fuel. That's Tilo. Is that the perfect amount of fuel? No, he's shaking his head no. So there's our finishing order. Tony Gruber taking that one. So it looks like Gruber's our TQ man. So there we are. So should we... Oh, the production hand motions are just always fabulous, right? And there we go. There's our finishing order. Tony Gruber is our TQ for the 2023 EFRA. Not 1/10 buggy Euros. Not the 1/10 buggy Euros. Yeah, okay. He knows, but yeah. For the 1/8 IC track Euros here in Vila Real, Portugal. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. If you do, give us a subscribe, whether it's on EFRA or RCTV. If you really love it, head over to the RCTV channel and hit the join button and see all the great things you can get from us. But Tony Gruber is our TQ man. Dario Balestre, Robert Peach, Yilis Grosskamp, and Mirko Salemi are our 4 drivers in the SUPERPOLE. Dominic Greiner in the semifinals, starting from 7th, Francesco Tironi just ahead of him. Then we've got Lamberto Calari up there in the semis. Marco Vigerding in the semis. Andrea Catanzani, Alvaro Fernandez, Carmine Raiola, Nicola Maroni doing really well. Simon Kurzbuch also up there from Switzerland. So excellent work for these guys. So we have an extremely special guest. Go ahead, you can adjust it. Yeah, just make sure that's playing in your mouth. There we go. Tony Gruber, TQ.
Yeah.
How about that?
Unbelievable. In the first 3 minutes, the car feel not so good.
Really?
So yeah, to stay confident and push. So then after the start, the car feel much better. I don't know why, but maybe it was to be nervous in the first 3 minutes. But every lap push. So also I feel I come, because I see Dario. I feel I come a little bit closer every lap.
Yeah. We noticed you were out on. I mean, obviously he was first across the line, so we followed him first, and then I go, oh, Tony's just behind him. Okay, so let's follow him for a couple of laps to see if anything happened. We saw Dario make a couple of mistakes. I saw him go wide. He did a drift around this corner while we were following you. So he made a couple of mistakes, but then I think the wind is. I mean, if you see the flags, it's going straight down. You know, you're driving into it coming down.
To be honest, a lot of drivers say the wind is a part of a problem.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't feel the wind so much. I cannot say the wind is any problem for me. I think more the temperature now. I see 28. We decided to stay with the setup we had before because not so warm. Yeah. But what can I say? It's just 10th of a seconds in every lap, so yeah, just unbelievable and really happy about that.
Well, it's excellent work. I mean, obviously Sicily, you know, you're the not new at the time. I said you were new, but that is actually your second European Championship in touring car, wasn't it?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
So, but you know, you're the current touring car Nitro champion, and you know things are going pretty good.
Yeah, if you think about we win the 110 European, then for sure you think about to win also 1.8 like Dominic last year to make the double. In the first 3 training days, it was difficult to find the right balance of the car, to find the right setup. But then on Thursday, we find something, and then we improve from round to round. And then I also can focus on my line, which is here really important, like always. But on this track, if you make 1 meter too much, then it costs a lot of time.
Yeah.
Also, you need an engine for sure, and with the Elasitune engine, it's unbelievable. The power on the straight, you can see it. It's just amazing.
That's. I mean, it's excellent work. It's been very interesting watching how qualifying has progressed, because when I got here, I was talking to Greiner, talking to Dario. We saw Dario first actually in the Burger King in town, and then came here and talked to Dominic and talked to you. Everyone was saying Robert Peach was he was the fastest. Oh, he's fastest. And then something happened. Obviously, I mean, we talked to him about it, but and then it became a battle between you and Dario once again.
Yeah, like I say in the beginning, we don't find the right setup, don't find the right balance. But if you see Dario and Robert was 1 second and 3 laps faster than everybody, then was difficult to understand why, but then like on Tuesday we find something and then we improve from round to round. Also if we don't get the TQ now, it will be hard in the SUPERPOLE. Like if Robert there or Dario is there, then it will be hard too. But amazing we did it.
Okay, well, I certainly will go let you work on your car now, and enjoy your break. We would love to have you back for SUPERPOLE. Like we had Dario in the commentary booth, just like this, watching everybody go out and try to get straight into the A final. Is that can we count on you to come back and commentate with us?
The SUPERPOLE?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can do it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think it'll be excellent. I mean, we had some excellent insights from Dario and some very interesting chat as well. So it's good. So come back at 4 o'clock for us here. We're going to have Tony. We're here in Vila Real, Portugal, for the 2023 EFRA 1/8 IC Track European Championships. We'll be back at 4.
Well, stay tuned, everybody. We will be back with SUPERPOLE around 4 o'clock local time, which of course is 5 o'clock across the rest of Europe. But we're in Portugal, same as the UK. So we'll be back very soon with SUPERPOLE. So, if you're listening and you're waiting, SUPERPOLE is coming very soon. Just under 30 minutes to go, and SUPERPOLE will be on your screens. Don't go anywhere.
All right, everybody, thanks for hanging on. We are going to be live in just a few minutes for the SUPERPOLE here at the 2023 EFRA 1/8 IC Track European Championships from Vila Real, Portugal, where we're just starting to get some clouds. The wind has, it's not really diminished, but clouds are starting to come over the hills that are behind the track, but coming from the direction of the wind that we're getting, but not going to be threatening anybody with rain. So anyway, stay tuned. We will be live very, very shortly. Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready for SUPERPOLE. So 3 minutes, they're going to be opening the track. But actually, we're going to have a little something extra happening before then. And as promised earlier, we're going to have Tony Gruber talking with us, and he's going to be watching proceedings, watching his rivals basically out on track, trying to join him directly into the main final. If you were watching our coverage from Sicily for the Touring Car Nitro European Championships from Sicily, we had Dario Balestri, who was the overall TQ, and it was a very interesting thing. So we're just going to cut very quickly to Matt talking to Mirko Salemi.
Hey, Matt.
Hey Mirko, how are you doing? Congratulations on making SUPERPOLE.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you feeling going into this?
But the feeling for now is better, and I hope for the SUPERPOLE.
How have your laps been? Are you a fast single lap guy?
The single lap is crazy, but I try for the fast lap.
Okay, well, best of luck. Thank you very much, Mirko. Thank you very much. Good luck to Mirko. Yilis, we didn't even need translation. See? Translation was for my purposes. Yilis, hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I feel fine. How do you feel?
Here?
How do you feel?
No, it's nice here. It's a good track. It's good weather all week, so it's nice.
You're a pro at this. Like, you don't get nerves. You don't get that feeling down here, right?
No, not really, because I just do my best here, and I know I haven't been running in this class much for the year now, but I'm doing well, so I'm just enjoying it. So.
How nice would it be to go straight through to the final?
Should be great, but it's not so easy. You have seen the qualifications, and Dario and also Robert can turn a very fast lap. So I will be happy that I can be close, and my car is good. So my car is good for tomorrow for the semi-final, and of course I try to do the maximum I can.
Well, there's so many people cheering you on online. We're all wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Yilis. And Mr. Balestri, how are you doing?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Here we are again.
First of all, Tony make a great job. He deserves absolutely 100%. And about us, nothing. We just keep the car as the last hit, and we try to make one lap. That's it.
With all your experience, do you get nervous at all for something like this?
Yeah, sure, it's not the best time during the week. But, you need to focus for one lap, so you do your 100%.
The last 1/10 Nitro Euros, the last 1/8 Nitro Euros, one man you have been super dominant in all of them. But when it came to finals day, it didn't go your way. How are you feeling now?
I feel as always, honestly, doesn't change so much to be first or second. So maybe this time we'll be more lucky to start second, third, or fourth. Look in the last times, it's okay.
If anyone can do it, you can. Best of luck, Dario.
Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, Mr. Peach, how's it going?
Yeah, quite okay. I expected maybe a bit more for qualifying, but I'm happy.
We're here again, aren't we? I think you took SUPERPOLE a year ago at this event.
Yeah, exactly. I have quite a lot of experience with SUPERPOLE now, but yeah, it's always difficult. The condition will be also difficult because of the upcoming wind now, and also we didn't have cars on track since 1 hour, so conditions will be the key, I guess.
You, no doubt, and many people online felt that maybe you should have won the last Euros in this class. You want to put some of that to bed at this event? Or you want to claim back what you should have had last year, potentially?
Difficult to say. I mean, I'm still like, I'm not still sad, but I'm sad about last Euros, not because what has happened, but in 2018 I also lost in the last 2 minutes. So I lost twice in the last laps, basically. So maybe I have good karma for this race and I have the better luck this time.
What it means is you need to get straight into that final, right?
Yeah, I try, but I think also with semi-final, if you have a clean semi-final, you can do everything.
Best of luck, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Frank.
Right, okay, so as you've heard from our SUPERPOLE racers, it's going to be a tough one. The wind has picked up, and as Robert was saying, there's been no cars on the track for the last hour or so. So it's going to be a little bit different conditions than when they were last out. I mean, those guys were just on the track. They were the last cars to actually go out on track. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them. And you know, from my perspective, better them than me. So they are getting warmed up. Let's see if we can find the pit cam. There we are. So we can see Mr. Pineda, and there's Felix walking past. These guys, pitman directly underneath the drivers, which is customary, and they're obviously on headsets as well. Here we are, the man of the hour. There you go. You can adjust it as you need. Just make sure that's pointing at your mouth. And there we are. Hello, Tony.
Hello again.
Great. Okay, now, so a few weeks ago, you were in the position of the drivers up in the rostrum. What, from your perspective only, obviously, what's it like being up there, knowing that everybody? I mean, look at we have the grandstands are half full. Everybody out, no one's packed up and gone home to their hotels or whatever. Everybody's watching one car at a time. What is the feeling that's going in your head?
In one side, you are extremely nervous. In the other side, you are really happy because you are in the possibility to have the chance to go in the final. And it's not. How can I say? You know what you can do because you are in this position.
Yeah.
To drive the SUPERPOLE, and for sure against Dario and Robert here, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I'm not in this position now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you drive alone. You hear an engine you never heard before. And everybody's watching, but you have to just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And to forget everything out there, just drive your laps, your style, your line, keep pushing. So my heart is pumping.
Yeah.
Because I know how the driver feel now. So I will enjoy now.
Yeah. Is it a case of better you guys than me?
Again?
Is it a case of better them up there driving than you?
Oh, sorry, I don't understand.
I mean, are you happy that you're down here instead of up on the rostrum?
Sure.
Of course.
Of course.
So are you listening for all the different shift points and clutch engagement points and stuff like that for everybody?
Especially the shift point after the finish line on the left corner and then the right corner.
Yeah.
Because on this part of the track you don't hear your engine. You absolutely hear nothing. So also now everybody have the mic,
the headset.
The headset on. So you have just one ear, and you hear also more. Not so much.
Yeah.
That's why on the left side of the track you hear nothing, and also.
Okay, I see what you mean.
When you go a little bit on the throttle, you don't hear it. You just have to feel it. If you have a good clutch, then you can feel really good. If you have not so good clutch, then it's difficult to have the feeling of the car, of the engine.
Right.
To find the right line. But you can just hear your engine in the middle of the track. The straight, for sure, you don't need to hear. But in the middle of the track, in front of the restroom. You can hear it, but on the other side, on the left side, on the right side, you hear nothing.
Okay. Just getting a lot of wind noise. I don't know if you can hear that as well. Yeah, okay. That's all right. I mean, the wind is really picked up. The wind, I mean, we can see actually clouds starting to come over the hill that's behind the track. But obviously it's not going to rain, but or if it does, I really doubt it will. But we're going to have full sunlight for the duration of the SUPERPOLE. Should take, warm-up should just be probably another couple of minutes at most. And then it looks like every driver is going to get 5 minutes on their own. So a few minutes, and then probably about 1 minute to do just their 4 or 5 fastest laps. So Robert was saying up on the roster, and we were talking to all the other guys that are out there now. He was saying up on the roster that there's been no cars for the last hour. Has that what kind of effect would that do? Is it because the wind may have blown some dust on the track or cooled the track down at all or anything like that?
I think the main problem now is the wind, because everybody say the wind is horrible. But like I say before, from my side, I don't feel the wind. I don't know. Maybe it's the setup what we choose.
Do you use that serrated rear gurney flap?
What?
The sawtooth gurney flap at the back?
We use the teeth which is in central of the ring.
Okay.
So Extreme have also the option to have the full teeth ring. But on this track, you need the balance of the car in the corners, so that's why we choose the teeth in the middle. We also try to have the full teeth, just because of the size of the track, to have more speed. But it feels not so good in the corners on this track with the setup, so we choose the teeth in the middle. But it's not the big point of the setup. It's just a little option.
Yeah. It was just in this class. There doesn't seem to be. I mean, it's quite a mature racing class, so there's very little, I guess, innovation, I suppose. All the cars tend to look very, very similar. So once you see something like that on a body shell, that's a new thing. It really sticks out. You know what I mean?
Especially in the front. Like in the top 5, top 10, it's the little things who decide who is in front. Because everybody know how to set up the car, how to set up the engine, everything. So it's the little things you don't see.
Yeah.
But there are little things you can do.
There's so many little things. That's
true. And
that's the problem.
And for sure you need some luck.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So now Mirko is the first run?
Yes.
Okay.
So he gets a warm-up time as well. Well, additional warm-up time. So 3 minutes more for Mirko. And lots of racers walking in front of us, carrying armfuls of drinks, getting to the gallery. And here's Mirko Salemi from Italy. Mirko's running, is it Capricorn? Tony?
Yeah, it's a Capricorn. Yeah.
Capricorn, yeah. So we have a Capricorn, Infinity, and Mugen for Robert Peach. So does you run a Capricorn as well? So does Mirko run anything majorly different to what your setup would be?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't check Mirko's car because we focus on ourselves, on the setup for me, for the track, for my line. So we just concentrate on our setup and don't focus. Also don't speak with other drivers.
You don't share any like I don't know. I mean, not setup tips or anything, but like, oh, watch out for this one bit here, or I've tried this and it worked for me. Maybe you try it or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. A lot of drivers come to me and ask me what they can do, what I have. I have totally no problems to speak with them about my setup, about my what I want, what I can do. Yeah, I have totally no problems with that to speak about my setup, why I decide to choose this.
Have you had to do any of? Tila was telling me yesterday that even on the back straight, they were trying to do like a lift and coast sort of thing to save fuel, to make sure that they make the full 4 minutes. Because we've seen some racers, no one in the top heats, I think, but some racers run out of fuel. I think Dominic, actually, in the very last run, he ran out of fuel about there in front of the grandstand and coasted over the line. It was so close.
Yeah, especially on this big track.
Yeah.
The first thing before we race here on the first day was if you can go over 4 minutes, because you have all the time nearly full throttle.
Yeah.
And with 1.8, 4 minutes, it's always critical. But now it's the first lap.
Yeah, this is his first time lap.
Okay, now we watch.
Oh, wait. So it's next time over. So time has started now for Salemi. First lap. 19.555.
I had some problems in the first lap with the bumps in the middle of the track.
.190. So quite a bit faster, that one.
This one looks also faster. Mm.
18.859 is what he's saying?
18.859, yeah. Now this lap is a little bit slower because he pushed over the line.
Yeah, he was.
He holds the throttle, so now it's a little bit slower.
Was he just repeating the last?
No, he don't say the time.
So that was his fastest lap, was the 18.859. Did he say 555? Okay.
18.5? No, 18.8.
Yeah, 18.859 was his fastest.
Also go back to for the run time. Yeah, in the beginning it was difficult to think about the 4 minutes to go over. But with the Elastic engine we make a lot of development, and also for the run time we can improve a lot. Now my best was 4 minutes 30 was the calculated run time.
Yeah.
And yeah, think about never before you can drive 4 minutes 30 from my side. Never before 4 minutes 30 seconds. So in this side we have improved a lot. Or Daniele improved a lot in his walk, in his stuff. So this helps also because you can push. You don't have to think about go easy, don't push so hard. So for my side, was no problem to make the 4 minutes and 1 lap more. So I can push. I don't have to think about it.
Now Gilles is usually. I mean, he's kind of known for being pretty good on fuel economy.
Yeah.
That's kind of his thing, I guess, to do one stop fewer than everybody else. So I'll be curious to see how this goes. How he goes in the final, just in general. But
also in Italy, he drive 1 lap more than the other guys. I think I don't remember so good, but he is known for his driving style to save fuel, and especially in the final, he is it's hard against him because normally you have to fuel 1 more time against him, and it's 10 seconds, 8-10 seconds. You have to be fast on the track, 8-10 seconds to be the same time.
Yeah. Is there anything interesting that you're noting about Gilles' driving? I mean, now he's the only car on track. Everyone can hear his engine. Is there anything interesting that you know?
You hear, especially in the middle of the straight, for example, where start position number 1 is.
Yeah.
You hear the engine is maximum, so then it's just hold his speed. It don't improve till the end of the straight. So in the middle of the straight, he is full speed, and there comes nothing more. So maybe the engine has a little bit, not so much power, or maybe with the gears, he decided to be fast in the infield. But also can be happen. I don't know which tires he choose. I think big tires, new tires.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. Can be also a point that he use used tires. Then also you have not speed anymore on the straight, but I think he have new tires, like everybody.
Yeah. So we've got about 10 or 15 seconds before the clock starts counting down, so it's about another lap or so. Yeah. So the computer voice is counting down, so the next time Gilles crosses, he'll be starting his first timed lap, and the horn has just sounded. .9. So it's just his first lap. He's got a few more attempts. .19 point something, so that doesn't matter. I think he said 18.9.
Yep.
Oh, 9.46. So he didn't better his lap that time. I think he has one more attempt. 8:16, so just faster. Just faster than Salemi by about 0.04 of a second. So 2 more drivers to go. Who do you think is going to take it?
If you check the lap times during the day and also yesterday and also the other days, I think Robert is a bit slower. He can, I don't know, he can push, I think, for the fastest lap a little bit more than Dario. It's difficult to say. Also in the last qualification he was not so fast. I think he tried something on the setup in this round, but I think it doesn't work so good. Then I think he go back now. Yeah, but I think Robert it's a little bit faster in the fastest lap.
Now, are you? Obviously, we know what happened last year with Greiner. Wasn't in the SUPERPOLE. He's not in the SUPERPOLE today. Started 6th, went down to 11th, ended up winning it. Are you worried about something like that potentially happening?
Dominic always in the final. Always he is one guy who can play for the victory and also for the podium. Never forgot Dominic. So also when it look not so good for him, you don't have to think about him.
So 2 minutes left of Robert Peach's run. Oh, a little wide there. So you haven't found yourself caught out by in these corners with the wind coming this way and being where you feel the wind pushing the car anyway? You haven't experienced that at all?
Yeah. Last year for the European 1.8 Valencia, there was horrible the wind. It was like a storm.
Oh wow!
So it was. You was not there? No.
No, I wasn't. Matt was and Jude was on camera, but it was Nick who was doing the commentating.
You know what for the storm.
Ooh.
You know, it was. Yeah, but unlucky I was not in the final. I was in the half final. I come in the pit and right before my father to refuel, the engine stopped, and then it was 2 minutes till the end. It was not possible anymore to be in the pump up spot. But the wind was not like here, extreme more.
Valencia is even closer to seashore than we are here. We're about an hour inland from Porto. So 30 seconds. It's a countdown clock for Robert. So he goes in for final tweak and tune from his mechanic, Mr. Ialesi.
Yeah, if you see the wind coming from the left side on the track.
Yeah, and you can see how straight the flags are. It's really strong.
So this will be a little bit more critical, especially in the left corners. But we will see.
So first lap. 19.181. So just warming up. 18.725, according to Mr. Pineda.
This lap again will be slow because he pushed over the line.
You saying like, yeah.
Now we have one more lap.
Yeah.
This looks good. Like 18.5.
18.702. So, getting just a bit faster each time. So in a few minutes, we'll know if it's going to be the Tony and Dario show again. So this here is Dario Balestre's warm-up period. He's got a few minutes of warm-up, and then just like all the other racers in this SUPERPOLE, the time will automatically count down to start of the individual SUPERPOLE lap runs. Now you must see these guys on a fairly regular basis with with ENS and Euros, and imagine you do all the German national series and stuff like that. Are there any of these drivers that you kind of that make you afraid to try and put a move on them or anything like that?
You mean now the TQ spot for me?
No. I mean, just in general, like if you're coming up on them in a race, and you're like, okay, oh, it's this guy. I don't know. Oh, should I pass him here or wait? You know, are there any like danger? You know, like Max Verstappen, the last few years when people were afraid to be around him too much. Is there anyone like that out on the currently racing that you race against?
Yeah, for sure. You have a lot of experience to drive in first position or second position. He's nearly always the man for the TQ one, or maybe to win the SUPERPOLE in the first lap, 2 lap.
What was that with his engine there?
I don't know.
Could be a slow lap, I think. (18.966). Well, I say slow. It's already in the 18s.
If nothing happened now, then he is faster. A little bit right there, but I think it's still faster.
18.6. Yeah. He can just pull over now.
Now you want to show what he can do.
So, your danger man, straight into the final with you.
No, he wants to show.
Yeah, he wants to put on a little show again. (18.388). Wow. Oh wow. Okay, just come here. Okay, 18.388. What are your thoughts on that?
It's fast for these conditions now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Dario is. If he don't reach the TQ after qualifications, he is definitely the man you have to check for the SUPERPOLE. Yeah, but tomorrow is a new day.
Mm-hmm.
We will see for the temperatures. I don't know. I don't check now. But I'm looking forward to have him behind me.
Yeah.
More than Robert.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
To be
You're more
honest,
worried about Robert trying to pass you. Okay. Just a moment. We'll hear from Dario in just right now. Here we go. Talking to Dario.
Wow, that was pretty spectacular.
Yes, it was nice. Also, I changed a little bit the car before, and maybe with this car in the last heat, I don't know. But yeah, everything was working very, very good now.
You were in your own league. You won it halfway through, and you a bit of showboating. Let's see how fast you could go on your own. Is that what that was about?
Yeah, because the car was really nice to drive now, and I want to show which was the real potential actually. And yeah, it was nice to drive.
So how do you feel for tomorrow then? What's the strategy? What's the inside the head?
Actually, I'm really confident because I find something in the car very stable. And with the strategy, I don't think there are so much strategy to make with the tires, to be honest. And with the fuel, it will be, I think, 4 minutes for everybody. So it's just about drive.
And this track, you need to get past. You need to overtake. Is this easy track to overtake?
It's never easy to overtake in every track. So also depend on the conditions, because usually in the evening, in the afternoon, start windy. I really hope this time we can have a clean final to play together all the time. Yeah. Because last European Championship was a really catastrophic day for everybody. So I hope it will be not a lottery, but a fair race.
Dario, you gave us a mind-blowing SUPERPOLE. Thank you so much. It was so good to watch. Best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody. Ciao.
So great stuff there from Dario and Matt. So Tony, final words. I mean, what do you think about what Dario was saying there? Where it's in that interview.
Well, from my side, I see his performance now, so he don't need to say something about it. Yeah, but tomorrow is a new day. We will check for the wind because everybody have problems with that. From my side, no. So maybe it's a little bit chance for me, but we see tomorrow with the overall pace for everybody, how you stay, how you wake up, how you feel on this day.
Yeah.
And then we will see. 45 minutes, it's long. Can happen everything.
For sure.
Also for the tire change, for the strategy, I think everybody go for 2 times change. Also for the 4 minutes, we have to check. I think we can drive longer than 4 minutes because we have the run time. But this we have to figure out. But yeah, we will see tomorrow how the feeling is.
Yeah, well, we certainly will see. 45-minute main final. Tony Gruber here and Dario Balestre, who we just watched blast out at 18.3, 8.8 lap on his SUPERPOLE runs. So anyway, we're going to be ending the stream. So thank you very much, Tony, for your chat here. It's been eye-opening. It's been really good. Good chat. And
that was the first time for me. I hope everything was good.
Yeah, no, it was excellent stuff. So that's it from us here on EFRA and RC Racing TV. Join us back tomorrow. I think let me see I've got the time schedule in front of me. Finals start at 9 a.m. with the 1/16th final B, and the main final kicks off at 3:30 in the afternoon. That's provided there's not too many 10-minute delays. And so we'll see you tomorrow here from Vila Real, Portugal for the EFRA 2023 1/8 IC Track Nitro European Championships. That's it from us. We'll see you tomorrow.